What's up, my people? Welcome to the Mind Pursuit podcast, where we talk about anything around the human mind. Have you watched Faria's first episode? I will tell you to take a pause on this. If you're yet to watch it, go and watch the first episode so that you get a feel and touch of where we are starting from. It's gems on gems. She has taught us of the importance of breathing. Remember to breathe. As you move, as you do the many things, remember to breathe. And then also the other thing is always remember to take responsibility. It's very important, and initiative. Yeah. So as a parent, what are you exposing your child to? Are you exposing them to be able to take initiative and to take responsibility when you are young? Because you are able to see that in Faria's story and how it informed who she is today. So I hope you stay tuned and learn more from this story. So we stopped at, you were telling me about Form 3, Form 4. You went through identity crisis, and you talked about being stuck in the sense that you feel like, why do we have to move? Why do we have to move now? Why does high school have to come to an end for me to move to the next? So tell us more about the identity crisis.
Yeah.
What is it that led to you experiencing identity crisis?
Basically when you were born, when you're growing up, you didn't think like life will be in different phases and stages. But have you ever asked yourself who created these phases, journey, and the aspect of that you have to move from this level, go to this level, then go to this level. You see, if life was just like one seamless process, I don't need to just keep on moving. All I need to do is just live my life as it comes along. So how the system and the structure was created is you move from primary, and it's someone like you, a human being like you, who created stages for us in life.
Yeah.
So they created for you primary, and then they told you by class 8, you need to wake up and move on. And then they told you that there's a break in between. That break is for you to do your KCPE papers, and then now you have to move to the next level.
Yeah.
So I remember at some point that each and every stage that I had to move to a new level, it's because of the change of environment that makes you feel stuck. That's where the young people feel that pressure of, now what happens to me after this?
Yeah, because you're used to somebody planning for you.
Things. So now that's how people get lost, actually. And that's how we lose so many people there. Because after high school or after primary, someone is telling you, okay, you had your parents telling you, or maybe you have a guardian or whoever at home is telling you, okay, you need to go do this. So you've been under instructions and under guidance. You move from here, go to this place, then when it reaches after high school, it is you're on your own. Life has changed.
Yeah.
So that fear, fear of what next. So my parents won't be guiding me here. And then you get this too much freedom. The other time you were working within a certain limit.
Yeah.
So now after high school, now why I had an identity crisis is, and it happens to people at different stages of their life. People call it different words. Rock bottom. I was in the worst stage of my life. I just don't know who I am, what I want to be. So it came when those questions you're being asked and you're filling this form and you're being told, what do you want to become? That's the worst question you can ask a child.
Yeah.
And that's exactly those questions that they ask you. Pressure.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, what do I want to become? Because me, I don't know what I want to become. So at that point, so every time when you're young, there are children who grow up knowing this is what I want to become, and they become that. And there are people who know what they want to become, but they're not so certain. They're unsure. And then there are people who completely don't know. So in those three categories, I was in the middle. I know what I want to become, but I'm not ready for that time yet. So at school, the way you're saying, you're choosing between, do I go become a doctor? Do I become a nurse? Do I become a lawyer? Those options that you're given. But that is actually where the locks come from. That's where the biggest mistakes happen. Because every child is pressured to become something when they're not yet fully matured to think where they want to go to. So you're under the influence of your teachers, you're under the influence of your parents, you're under the influence, and most of them project what they wanted in their life on you. They
Either knowingly or unknowingly.
Yes.
Yeah.
They think that they're shaping you, that they're helping you. They're like, we don't want you to go through what we have gone through. You need to, go to school. And then also, this happens also in Africa. But also, if you go to other jurisdictions or other places, other countries, children are allowed to explore like a buffet. From your childhood, you can go try singing, dancing, and then you're given a lot of options. You're not told that, you have to become a doctor or an engineer. In Africa, the only careers that seem successful is if you become a doctor, lawyer, engineer. Those
are the top three.
So if you tell them, like Mercy says, I want to be a psychologist, people are like, hiyo ni nini?
I know. Like, why?
What is that?
What is that?
Na nani alikutuma huko?
Yeah, exactly.
So now that's when now things hit the fan. So you're in high school, you're stuck, you're like, okay, nimejaza hiyo karatasi, but I'm not sure. So for me, I wanted to be a medical lawyer.
How did you come to know about that in high school?
Yeah, like literally, that's now the question. And that's exactly now why you can't get the right advice. So I just said, okay, okay, I'll tell you how I came up with it. At high school, you just don't know the in-depth of it. So I was just like, I love bio and chem, those aspects of your determinants.
Yeah,
I love maths and I love this. So I want a bit of this and this. Like the way you think, like you can eat chapo smoky or something.
Yeah.
You want a mixture of things.
Yes.
But you're being told you have to become one.
Yeah.
Who said?
So you're like, you feel boxed.
Yeah, I'm feeling boxed. I'm like, why are you guys giving me limited options?
Yes.
Why can't I have the whole world giving me different options? I can choose to go here and here. That's where now the issues between me and my parents started. Like, basically now my parents are like, you have to go this way. And I'm like, no, mi nataka kwenda this other way. So they kept on taking me to even, senior people, go and talk to these people waku guide.
What were they advising you to? Which career were they advising you to go for?
For me, like, I had chosen this aspect of medical law. And then now medical law is not even practiced here in Kenya. And you have to do medicine, then do law. Law is a second degree in another country.
Yeah.
So when I was Googling, that time tulikuwa tunaendanga cyber, tulikuwa na laptops, we didn't even have phones.
Yeah, we didn't.
So every time I used to rush to the cyber and then we go and research. So I was not those children who were in Facebook and all those things. Like my siblings were on Facebook and all those fun apps that we used to have when we were young.
Yeah.
That's me. I was that other special kid.
Yeah.
That kind of special kid. Do you know when I joined social media?
Yes.
I joined social media after I finished high school, university. When I was in university is when I joined social media. So at that time in high school, I was like those left out kids. So you will only find me with books. The only thing that I'll ask my parents is buy me more books and more novels and more.
Wow.
So when my siblings used to run away from home, waende waingie Facebook hapo kwa cyber wakae huko 1 hour. So my mom is wondering, why huyu mtoto ameenda wapi? Kumbe ako hapo kwa cyber ana chat na watu kwa Facebook. So being a firstborn, you also have to be that responsible one.
Yeah.
And apart from being a firstborn, I was just not those children who watch TV. So now I understand why I can't stand or sit still doing nothing. So that time TV and all that, like you wouldn't find me watching, or you wouldn't find me on Facebook, or you know, even my high school friends would be like, "Now uko boring, like kwa nini uko Facebook? We can't even chat with you, blah blah blah." I'm like, "No, I don't." So I wasn't even succumbing to pressure.
Wow.
So hata ukiniambia, imagine even all of you go to the left side, me I'll go to the right side.
Yeah.
and I'm not bothered. So that's why you understand now I was mature for my age, and that's why the identity crisis started happening from there. I was too mature for your age. And then also I was like, this is wasting my time.
What do you think led to you being mature at your age?
It's you remember those responsibilities we were talking about? Kutumwa ukiwa mdogo, being a firstborn, experiencing a lot, like parents staying with older people.
Yeah. You used to stay with older people?
Yeah, like even right now, even I don't hang out so much with my age brackets and peers because I don't have conversations to have with them, you know. Ama whatever I am saying, I took on the same intellectual frequency.
Did you call it intellectual frequency?
Si kwa ubaya, lakini unajua unaweza kuwa unakaa chini na beshte yako, unamwambia story ya unataka kuanzisha biashara fulani and stuff, anakuangalia, anakuambia na wewe, why are you doing too much? But sasa nikienda kwa mtu mzee, ananiambia, unajua, whatever, ananichallenge, lakini hiki kitu unafanya, hufai kufanya hivi. So ananipatia insights and stuff. Lakini I'm coming to Mercy, namwambia, nataka kufanya kitu. Ananiambia, hiyo ni crazy. Why you, like, I think there's a joke my friend said. To her it was funny, to me it was like, like now how will I be having conversations with you? I went to her and I told her, I went to her and my friend, please don't be offended because atakuwa na watch his show. So, you know, I want to go to my friends. So, like with when you're growing up, you have to know which friends, you have your long-term friends and how you move with them. But at each and every level, you need to know what you have, which conversations you can have with which friend. So you have your friends, these are your supportive friends. Then you have your friends, these are your business friends. And then you have your friends, these are my family friends. Like anytime, I just want to be my kind of self. But also this is part of this identity. Because even how you get shaped and everything comes from who you circulate yourself with. So today I want to tell Mercy about this business idea. And this business, like it's so massive. Like I'm telling her, by the way, today I want to wake up, mi sina do. I want to go to Dubai. And I want to go and set up something.
Yeah.
And then there's this one friend, ukimwambia hivyo anakwambia na wewe kwani ni wazimu nini?
That's true. Yeah.
Sasa utatoa wapi hiyo pesa? Na unaenda kuset up hiyo nini? And then there's that other crazy friend.
Yeah, who's like motivated.
Na anasema na siku hizi unatoanga hiyo pesa wapi? Na unatoa wapi hizi vitu? And at that time, you don't even have all that money.
Yeah.
You know? But then there's that crazy friend and maybe an older friend or partner or whoever. You will tell them about this. They're like, oh, I support you by there. You will get that money. Absolutely. You know, you will do this thing. God is there for you. Yani, baka they start being spiritual. They start telling you like, I think you can do it. Usiji limit by there.
Wow.
Mi naona kama unaweza make it. And then now you go to places where people do affirmation for you and you hadn't planned for it. Like have you met those strangers who are like, you know, you're going to go far, mama.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this? What are they seeing in me? Unajua?
Yeah.
So you have to, it's part of life, whether you accept it or not.
Yeah.
That the people you circulate with will either shape your identity, and even during identity crisis, you need to be in the right space with people of that intellectual frequency as you.
That's true.
So now, if you're an ambitious person, you need to make sure you are around ambitious people. If you're you need supportive friends, you make sure you're around supportive friends who are telling you you can do this and all that. So that's where you find yourself. And this journey is about finding yourself at every stage in your life. So the identity crisis at high school was part of now. I was trying to just look for, what am I good at? What's my strength? What career do I want to shape up to? Where will I fit in? But I'm talented. I have all these skills.
You knew by then you were talented.
I didn't know then. That's why there was an identity crisis. So you actually need to go through your rock bottom and fall down to find who you are. So when I went through the Form 3, Form 4 identity crisis, even my parents thought that when I finished high school, huyu msichana hatapita. Because they were like, huyu msichana hasomi. So my parents are like, kwani utapata nini hiyo? So even when the results were released, my parents didn't go to check. Because they just knew I failed. You know? Because the last lap, you know the way you do the last race? They didn't think I'll be on the finish line. Yeah. So they were like, this is an A student, but now this A student, afiki huko. So that is where the identity, it is, I was trying to look for myself, my talents, and everyone has a talent, but not me. I was just lost. Haujui kudance, haujui kuimba, haujui kufanya
high school
musical.
iko na hizo zote.
You know, I was in that bougie high school.
And
every kid amekuja na sijui instruments gani, wanacheza sijui gani, wako na guitar, anajua kucheza guitar, violin. And then I'm like, na mimi, aki Mungu, kwa nini unanifanyia hivi? So you ask God, God, you need to give me something. You need to show me my talents. Like, give me something. Like, what am I good at? Misijui. So that's how now I started finding myself. So that aggressiveness of every day you're going home, you're crying, like, kwa nini mimi si kama hawa watoto wengine? Why is everyone having something and I don't have?
And performing in school wasn't boosting
and
you.
as we had, you know, as we had even theaters where Kina Lupita Nyong'o grew up building acting as a talent. I was in the same high school. But then again, I don't have, tulikuwa tunaambiwanga all the people who went through this school and how they've become successful, what they have done. But I'm like, na mimi nitakuwa nini na watu wamepitia hii shule na mimi sijui talent yangu. So now you understand why going out of high school was like, no, I have to find my talent here before I go. So I was just crying and I was just sad and my parents didn't understand why huyu mtoto asomi. Sitaki kusoma kwa sababu sijui talent yangu
ni gani
na ninaenda wapi.
Oh my God,
And people are not getting you.
People are not understanding. You're also trying to figure out where
I want to be. And I'm telling my high school teacher that time that I want to set up a show, a talent show, so that people can discover their talent. And she's like, you're too ambitious. Hizi vitu huwezi kufanya hapa saizi.
Yani hiyo teacher anaku your entrepreneurship journey started in high school.
It was being killed. It started in school. I wanted to do like an Oprah Winfrey. You know the way this acting thing? I wanted to do an Oprah Winfrey kind of talent show. So that's where my first idea came from. It was called Teens Diary Crew. If you search even on Facebook, utapata, nilikuwa nimeanzisha, walikuwa wananiambia ni ujinga. Na mimi nilikuwa nataka, because of the challenge I was going through, I wanted a talent show where people can come show their skills, their talents, and grow with it. But sasa headmaster ananiambia atukupati, niliwaambia tu I wanted the theater. I had even called all the different people. You know that time kulikuwa na black blingers na nani na dancers. Imagine people couldn't believe I did this. So what I did, I stuck them as pictures on a book, not as evidence, but a book to show my journey. You know, like
Faria, you knew
I was so serious. So
Yeah.
I wanted a magazine to be done. I wanted, you know, those tulikuwa na Shujaz magazine.
Shujaz,
Sasa
yeah,
nilikuwa nataka kutengeneza a competitor magazine inaitwa sasa Teens Diary Crew.
Yeah.
Like you as a teenager, your diary. And I had even brought dancers, I had brought a talent show, I had even brought companies to advertise on that show. Then I told my friends and they wanted to be part of it, and they will do perform and all that. Then I told my headmaster or head teacher. Then the head teacher akaniambia, well, you're too ambitious, wachana na hizi vitu, hata unaharibu watoto wao wengi.
Guy.
And my best friend's mom called me and she's like, so unafaa ufocus ukuwe daktari, wachana na hizi vitu. That day I was so sad. I went home. Nakumbuka nilikatwa na sengenge kwa barabara because I was so, and then I was grounded at home. I was told not to go to do anything for 2 months. Nikae home. Niache kuharibu watoto. And that's now where my talent or my identity crisis was even being a crisis more than a crisis.
Yeah.
You know,
because you're finding yourself.
I'm trying to find myself,
but
I'm setting up something new. I am calling my friends and telling them, you guys join. And then the parents are telling me, niache kuharibu watoto wao, wanafaa kukuwa engineer na madaktari. And I told my best friend, I don't want to come to your home tena. Justaki mamako aanze kuniambia vitu zingine sielewi. Like, sawa, I wish, I know my best friend, my high school might be watching that show. But today, where I am, I have that urge of asking her mom, like, okay, Sasa, we've become the things you wanted us to be.
Yeah. Then what?
Then what? Like, this is a lesson to every neighbor, friend. Usiende ku-discourage watoto wa watu. Usiende kuambia kitu watakuwa. Just, those aunties even.
Yeah, like wewe kuwa hii.
Wachana na hizi vitu wewe kuwa something. That kind of pressure, it starts from family members, it starts from neighbors. And I'm not talking from a bitter point of view, because I've now become the lawyer. I practice on the whatever I wanted to become. She was like, you will go and do whatever. They were maybe advising from a good point of view, but that is actually the challenge of becoming an innovative child in this country and Africa. You're a curse. You're actually a curse because anything you start, utatukanwa, utaambiwa, wachana na hizi vitu. Everyone will say something.
Yeah, because people want you to go through school, finish, become a lawyer, a doctor, or an engineer, then get a job.
No, they project or create a path for you, and they don't allow innovation. They are curtailing innovation. Like, for example, so you've seen all these scandals about what's that lady who created a parliamentary, she created a link where we can
send
finance.
And then she was arrested.
Imagine,
the finance bill.
Yeah. So imagine that is a very good talent. Why would you shut down such
very smart.
And I just read that and I'm like, guy, hata mimi even today, just set up something, utaambiwa we ni cheesy. Become an entrepreneur, utaambiwa una maisha.
Like, umewacha kazi ukakuja kukimbizana.
We ni mjinga jo, uoni, si utafute job. Okay. I want to ask those parents, those teachers, jobs ziko? Jobs ziko? So this child who wants to create a job for themselves and to create for others, today, I'm telling you, Mercy, there are only few jobs being created in Africa. When niambie, out of all the millions, 350 million plus people, we only have few companies hiring people. And all of us are scrambling for those companies to get a job. And then now, Mercy comes here, she wants to set up businesses. But you as an African innovative child, even if you have the best talent, best skill, and you set up something today, you're being discouraged. This ecosystem does not even allow you. Tell me which entrepreneur had a smooth ride.
None.
They'll tell you. Even yourself.
Yeah, even me. That's why I'm like, I don't think...
whatever you're doing, jinga.
I was like, we will definitely come to that. Like, even from... But then now, there are people who will critique you, but still support you in your initiative. Like, it goes for
Silently.
me, it goes back to my family. My parents will critique, but they will support me because they're also entrepreneurs.
Yes.
So imagine coming from a space where...
And all of them are like that. You know that? Like, they are silently cheering you on.
Yes.
But then again, do you have the full support?
Yeah, that's where
That's hapo tu
That's
ndo
where the
gap.
dance
Na
is.
sasa ingekuwa ni mtoto mwingine ambaye ni mzungu ama ni nani, that child hata akisema tu anataka kuanza kuimba akiwa hata one year old,
anapelekwa mpaka Amerika. Yeah, anapelekwa. I know. And they start grooming.
Sasa wewe makosa yako ni nini?
That's a good question. And that's where identity crisis happens
to each and every child. And today, the teenagers you're seeing on the streets are saying something. They want to be heard. They want to be given an opportunity. They want to bring out something.
Yeah.
But they're being, locked, switched. Hakuna barabara hapa, funga hapa, limits, boxed. And that's
like we've never had this before. So who are you young people? What are you showing us?
What are you telling us? And that's even what the government is doing now.
Yeah, it really has to change.
It is that strict or tough parents. Haelewi mtoto wake anamwambia nini. Mtoto wake anamwambia hatutaki kuibiwa. We want a better future.
Yeah.
We want a better life.
Yeah.
We want to be given a chance. And there's a joke that has been going on Twitter. You've been seeing that.
Yeah.
Some people have to retire. I don't want to say names. But then again, it's young people telling you, you're not giving us enough opportunities. It might look like entitlement, but they want to shape the kind of life we want for our future.
Wow.
Wow. And that innovation, that zeal, that will starts from one person, one young person, and ata influence watu. Upende usipende.
Kabisa. And even as we come to a close of this, so identity crisis is real. Identity crisis is something that children, adolescents go through, especially in our system. We are coming from far. And of course, things have to change. But you realize we are no longer looking at, even now when I look at Alpha generation and Gen Z, like we are no longer looking at lawyer, doctor, engineer. People want to become content creators. They want to become,
gym
instructors.
They want to become, leaders of different, institutions.
Exactly.
So they want to go the unconventional. The word is
unconventional ways. Exactly.
So, and that's us to allow it to happen.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a challenge to all of us. Remember, as parents, as teachers, as caregivers, I know sometimes we may be able to advise based on our own experience, but with this particular generation, we need to allow them to be and allow them to get in touch with what they are good at. We are able to see that in Faria's story. She was ambitious. And that's why she says, even sitting with her peers, sometimes it's like, she's not being challenged enough. And imagine it is normal because we have children who are like that. Yeah, even me, I can relate because for me, my friends, my pool of friends are older than me, like literally 99.9%. Yeah, so like there are children who are ambitious. They want to be challenged. They want to be entrepreneurs at a very young age. How do we allow them, give them the platform in the schools, in the churches, in the different spaces for them to be who they are? And at the end of the day, they'll be able to shock us. So that is one of the solutions to be able to help us deal with identity crisis that teenagers, adolescents go through. So as a teacher, as a parent, as a caregiver, as an adult, how are we supporting to create this environment for our children to be able to thrive? I hope you have learned a lot from this episode. I will see you on the next one. Bye.